a terrible thing to waste.
Has to go!
Men openly display emotion in World Tour soccer, plus motocross. And the secret ending of Silent Hill 2. And get a room. It's game time. 4 out of 5 zombies agree. It's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Those are perceptive zombies. Hello, welcome to X-Play.
On today's show, we have a very cool game where you get to make people's heads explode, scanner style.
And a soccer game from England.
No way.
Yeah.
And a motocross game from the people who brought us Excite Bike 64.
And because no one demanded it, Morgan and I rap. I'm so very sorry.
I know. Now, we're doing it to demo the MTV Music Generator for the PS2. And I'm sorry. Again.
We'll make it up to you, because later in the show, many of you have heard about it, few of you have seen it. It's the 5th secret ending of Silent Hill 2, and we're going to show it to you in all its bizarro glory.
But we kick things off with a game from Midway that lets you use Jedi-style mind tricks to defeat your enemies.
Here's our preview of Psi Ops.
Here's your man, Nick Scryer. Facial reconstruction and a memory wipe.
Intelligence has the movement attacking the refinery in about 90 hours from now. We're ready when he is.
This memory wipe will give us plenty of time to drop him in and get him past the movement's psi probes.
Yes, it's time once again to explore the gaming industry's fascination with amnesia. In Psi Ops, you play Nick Scryer, an agent from the shadowy government department, Mindgate.
Okay, he's no Boy Scout, but Nick Scryer is Mindgate's best.
Our buddy Nick gets his mind wiped so he can infiltrate the generically evil group, the Movement. Damn, looks like mind wiping kinda hurt. At first, Psi Ops plays a lot like your garden variety stealth shooter. If you're not careful, the movement guards will take you down quick. But disjointed memories of past conquests aren't the only thing in Nicky Boy's brain. Turns out his head is also stuffed with nifty psychic powers. You've got your basic telekinesis. Grab the enemy guards and toss them around. Or throw an explosive oxygen tank at them. Or how about some psychic surfing? Be careful though, it's harder than it looks. You've also got psychic classics like Possession. Hey Joe, how's the wife? Alright, make that widow. Play a little Peeping Tom with remote viewing to keep from running pell-mell into a room filled with guards. And bring on the Drew Barrymore flashbacks with a little pyrokinesis. Burn, baby, burn. For a boost to your psychic meter, you can use the vampiric mind drain to suck brain power from your dead enemies, or live ones. Juicy cerebral goodness. With great power comes great opportunity for amusing mayhem. The demo we played only had 2 short levels, but we had no trouble playing the levels over and over to try out new and exciting ways of slaughtering our foes. It's like a psychotic wonderland. Take this first hallway. You can barrel in, guns blazing, or you can use your telekinesis to whack the guards into the wall, or lift a guard and riddle his floating body with bullets, or burn it with a blast of pyrokinesis, or, our favorite, sneak up, grab him from behind, and use Mind Drain to pop his head like a tick. And you'll need all the power you can get to go up against the pyrokinetic hotties and big ugly blob things you'll face. Even the enemy grunts can be tough to nail down. Damn it! Stand still! From what we've seen, Psi Ops looks like it'll be a fun shooter with a mind-blowing twist. We'll see if it burns up the competition when it ships this summer.
The sheer joy of being able to go all Jean Grey on the bad guys is so very, very exciting.
Yes, Adam likes making heads go boom. Anyway, there's a lot of potential in Psi Ops, and we'll be sure to give you our full review when it comes out.
But more importantly, this game once again highlights the recent shift in the games Midway is putting out.
Now, yeah, Midway, once a gentle arcade giant, is now putting out some of the gnarliest video games we've seen in a long time. Now, first, there was the astoundingly offensive Roadkill, which is a bloody Grand Theft Auto ripoff.
Then there's The Suffering. It's a gore fest set in a prison that's so loaded with profanity, My ears are still trembling. Add to that the exploding heads of Psi Ops and the upcoming remake of Narc, and it looks like Midway is trying to be edgier than Rockstar Games.
Yes, but on a slightly more wholesome note, yes, we have a soccer game from Sony. Here's our review of World Tour Soccer 2005.
Ooh.
Seems most soccer game reviews begin with the observation that America doesn't quite get the world's ravenous enthusiasm for the battle on the pitch. Welcome to Planet Footy. In this space, no one can hear you scream. Well, that's because they're all screaming. World Tour Soccer 2005 brags the ability to play 19,000 different players, 30 divisions, and 22 leagues, including the ability to play English boys' schools.
Shoots! Off the bar! Brown!
And what, you might say, can be more flash than that? You'll also be given the option to settle long fermenting political beefs on the Emerald Turf.
He's flattened it.
India versus Pakistan. England versus Northern Ireland. The US versus Vietnam. And the greatest country-defining matchup known to man, Togo versus Gil. Gil? Superpowers defined.
It's a shot. The home team have taken the lead.
Added realism places coaches along the sidelines. You can even choose what he looks like. Stand in awe as he nurtures your team to victory. Play mechanics can be awkward, and linked dribbling moves can take more time than necessary to complete. The game does reward offense playmaking with a lax defense, enabling you to score relatively easily.
Takes a shot. Fires it past the keeper.
Footwork, fades, and dribbles are animated well, but there still remains some clunky visual moments as you drive to the net. A deep licensing agreement allows the inclusion of many of soccer's celestial superheroes, like David Beckham and M. Victorine from English boys' school force of nature, Desborough.
Has a go! Keeper had no chance.
One of the sights that may seem strange to an American audience are deliberate dives. Why would you want to deliberately dive? This guy punching his friend in the noodle. And of course, these young lads cupping their Henrys.
Ow!
Soccer enthusiasts will welcome the inclusion of a time warp mode. This allows for the 1960s Manchester United team to square off against arch-rival Liverpool from the 1970s. You may have to play farther to unlock the great Raja Casablanca team of 1982. Don't look for World Tour Soccer to stand head and shoulders above the competition. There are better games out there. Some clunky animations and an AI that seems to favor offense over defense detract. But the gameplay is solid, and a deep stable of greats only adds to the experience. At the end of the day, X-Play foots a 3 out of 5.
Takes a shot. Just what you expect from a player of his caliber. Good goal.
The good news, the game has lots of teams. The bad news, no online play.
Oh, so if you're looking for only one soccer title this year, we have to recommend another game, Winning 11-7 International.
And you can find the review of that game at our website.
TV.com/xplay. So stick around, we have much, much more, including the secret dog ending of Silent Hill 2.
A big dog or a little dog?
Coming up, Adam Rapp.
And red shoes, crazy shirt. I'm a player, my friend.
Consider yourselves warned. The same two people who were here yesterday, it's Adam Zetzler and Morgan Webb.
That's true. Welcome back to X-Play.
You have a burning desire to make your own music? Neither do we. But that didn't stop Morgan and I from laying down some lyrics Parappa the Rappa style with the MTV Music Generator, which is basically a stripped-down MIDI program for your PS2 that lets you mix your own tracks.
And as painful as this may be for you, it's much, much more embarrassing for us. Brace yourselves. Here's our look at the MTV Music Generator.
It burns!
Ever want to create music but don't have the cash to drop on a personal studio? MTV Music Generator 3 for the PlayStation 2 is here to help. While you're not going to go straight to the top of the recording industry using it, it's an excellent gateway app that will give you the go-ahead to invest in real equipment. That's right, this really isn't a game. It's more of a toy to play with. But no matter what your level of skill or interest, it has something for everyone, including trippy visuals. For those who just want to hear new versions of some of their favorite hits, you can remix them on the fly. Taking out any instruments as you please, or adding new drum loops. Licensed music from Outkast, Snoop Dogg, and Sean Paul will help build the backbone for your songs without too much frustration.
All right, that's it.
But there's a lot of detail hidden underneath this simple interface. You can create a song from scratch using the more than 4,000 samples already in the game. You begin with a blank grid and place your sound loops in the proper place to create a beat. Of course, we're not all Beethoven. Once your beat is done, you go to the main screen where you can start adding bass and keyboard. And finally, you can grab samples from the huge bank provided or rip them from your favorite CD.
It must be the dick in me. It must be the dick in me.
Once you rip the sample, you can do a number of things so that it sounds just right. A simple copy and paste feature helps you fill out the rest of the track so that you have a full song. Once the song's done, you can even record vocals, burn them to a disc, and load them into the song to create something like this. The A to the D to the A to the M. Sessman coming with his special blend. If you want to come at me, your ego I bend. Red shoes, crazy shirt, I'm a player, my friend.
My name's Morgan, don't get cut in my web. Friends call me Moat, to the grave I send all those who oppose the throne. Buck from the double barrel straight to the dome.
Hippity hop, don't drop that controller. All the peeps know I'm the platform owner. Never talk trash, cause I got much class. Find me online and I'll bust that ass.
People think I'm soft, but don't test me, kid. Living life to the fullest on this X-Play bin. Gaming to live and living to game. You test me, punk, I'll put your game to shame.
If you're curious about song production but afraid to empty your wallet, check out MTV Music Generator 3 when it's released later this summer.
Later in the show, we have a spoiler-filled look at Silent Hill 2.
But right now, we have a motocross game from the people behind Excitebike 64. Here's our review of MTX Mototrax. Oopsie. Left Field Productions' new dirt bike racer MTX Mototrax works hard at capturing the nuances of dirt bike racing. If you're like me, you may have fantasized about... Whoa! Wow, where was I? So, since you may have fantasized about dirt bike racing, we just might have found a release for all your dirty fantasies. If done right, motocross games are actually among the most sophisticated racers around. There's a level of subtlety inherent in the bike mechanics, and if handled correctly, they can be very satisfying to race with. At the core of this is the concept of preloading your bike's suspension. In reality, a motocross bike's front and rear shocks compress when it travels up a ramp, allowing the shocks to expand off the jump to get bigger air. In MTX, this aspect is recreated with the analog stick. You shift it back as you're traveling up a ramp, then slam it forward once you reach the lift. The end result? Lots of frequent flyer miles. Or lots of trips to triage. Mommy! In any case, motocross gamers do or die based on this physics model. And in MTX Motocross, we're giving them an A in physics. Okay, now once you've created a rider, with or without a fin, so 1989. Anyway, the meat and potatoes of MTX will unfold in the career mode. The layout is pretty much what you'd expect. You'll go through a series of circuits, and depending on how well you do, you'll get the opportunity to advance. Several specific events make up the career mode. Motocross, the sprawling outdoor races, Supercross, the smaller arena-based races, and the freestyle, trick-oriented free-for-all. Look what I can do!
Oopsie. So, unfortunately though, there's a downside to the title. There are relatively few tracks, and they're not particularly innovative. The sensation of speed you feel on MTX is great, and that's one of the most important things in this kind of game. Plus, you can race online via Xbox Live, and there's an option to edit your own tracks as well. Still, there's not a lot here that hasn't been done before, but it's still good, dirty fun. We're giving MTX Mototrax a solid 3 out of 5.
I know it looks cool, but I have a hard time believing that riding your bike up a house is a good idea.
Oh, no, it's a fine idea. I did it once, and the physical therapy had me back on my feet in the late 90s. Well, that and the bike in it. Anyway, this game is actually worse than the N64 game on which it's based. See, games, they're supposed to get better when you remake them.
Yeah, so if you want a better motocross game, try MX Unleashed. Sure, it has the word Unleashed in the title, which is stupid, but it's a good game, and isn't that what's important?
See, our show has an X in the title, but it's the high quality of the work we do that counts. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to tape a segment where I shoot myself in the crotch with a stapler. Fun!
Again?
Coming up, monsters and a cute little puppy dog when we spoil Silent Hill 2. Wait, stop me if you've heard this one before. It's Adam Setzler and Morgan Webb.
Yep, heard that one.
Yeah.
Welcome back to X-Play.
Released on the PS2 in 2001, Silent Hill 2 was one of the best games in the survival horror genre. And it had not one, not two, but 4 different creepy endings.
Which items you examined or picked up, and a number of other factors determined which ending you unlock.
But if you played through all 4 endings, you got a 5th hidden ending that threw most fans for a loop. Now, in case you don't have time or the patience to play through the game 5 times to unlock it, here's our spoiler theater presentation of Silent Hill 2's infamous 5th ending.
The game. 2001's chilling Silent Hill 2. As fans of this terrifying title know, when you dispatch the final boss, you'll be treated to one of 4 endings, like this one, where protagonist James's wife writes him some really bad poetry.
And so I wait, wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness.
Yeesh. Or this one, where James rows out to an island to try to resurrect his dead spouse. Each of these finales are followed by the credits and a healthy dose of butt rock. But there's yet another 5th, secret ending to be found. Play through all the other endings, get a key shaped like a dog bone, unlock the observation room, and what could possibly be the hidden bonus ending to one of the most unrelentingly bleak and terrifying games in survival horror history? It's a dog, baby! Yeah, I don't know what it means either. Remember those moody closing credits? Well, they've been replaced by this. Okay. What the hell does the pizza mean? What does any of it mean? Yeesh.
What the hell?
Well, the implication is that the dog is the force controlling Silent Hill, sort of like the Wizard of Oz. But mostly, I think it's a testament to how weird the Silent Hill team really is.
You should be committed. All right, of course, if you buy the special edition Silent Hill 2 Restless Dreams for the Xbox or the Greatest Hits version for the PS2, you can supposedly pick up a blue gem early in the game and unlock a 6th UFO ending.
Yes, now, we haven't seen it yet, but as soon as we have about 10 million hours to unlock it. We'll show you that too. Until then, here's viewer mail.
Wow,
Yes.
that feels better.
Today's viewer mail is from Boone in Clancy, Montana. He writes, there have been a lot of movies based on video games. I'll just say all of them suck. He's a universalist. What game do you guys think would make a good movie?
What would make a good movie as a game? Well, if you look at the other games that made it into movies, there's Tomb Raider, there's Mario Brothers, Double Dragon. You know what might work? Tetris.
Who would they get to play the square?
Well, there's a lot of square-shaped people. Well, I think the L shape would be some of the more. I'm thinking Malkovich for that. Because he really can embody a character of a falling L shape. I think it's hopeless. Maybe I think a game without a story has the best hope because most game stories aren't as good as a movie story, and so trying to make it into a movie.
Right, so then they could get an actual scriptwriter to come in and actually try and make it into a good movie. And we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Space invaders. Why are they invading? Something like that.
You can find answers to none of those questions, but you can find reviews of all the games we reviewed on today's show at our website, which is at techtv.com/xplay. You can also find outtakes. You can find little clips about him hurting himself, which I always find very amusing.
Just because there's a lot of evidence of how much I hurt myself.
Right, definitely. You can also sign up for our newsletter. You can get a personal note for Adam and I. Good night.